Hello, one more time, dear students. Today, we will talk about the next topic about the social issues, crime. This is the starting point of discussion of the social issues, crime, and also all the topics, subtopics, which include this, and also related to the social issues. So today we will discuss with you social issues and crime. In above presentation, you may see some points of the crime, the types of the crime, how it affects for young generation, and also you may get a huge branch of information in my presentations, which I have already downloaded to Moodle platform. So let's start in this case about social issues. Just a brief definition of the scientific points that here given. You may see the scientific study of man's behavior in an organization. Its thrust focuses on how she relates, interacts to transacts with the society. Interaction in the society is taken as a form of socialization. What is the socialization? Socialization, I may say that as an Uzbek definition of ommalashish biron narsa. Demak, keng tarqalish, jamiyatga tatbiq keng bo'lish degan. Socialization here, short definition is given, is the phenomenon where an individual acquires a repertoire of social behaviors as a member of social community. It is the perspective that the individual unfolds himself to demanding community or society for him to fit in through the norms or mores. So socialization needs internationalization, assimilation into the system through external rules and norms that become part of us, and due to process of identification wherein we start to initiate or follow. Here you may see the types of identification: analytic and defensive. So what is the analytic one? Is identifying with someone who gives you warmth or an affection. Defensive, identifying with someone with strong personality with whom you don't like much. Identifying with the aggressor in order to estimate his or her behavior. Attitude, this is the direction and intensity of affect of an individual towards a psychological object, person, thing, place, phenomenon, and an abstract component. So the components: affective and cognitive, emotional loading, emotions, values, ideas, and a comprehension of the object. Behavior, attitude toward the object. Propaganda, brainwashing, so just attracting. Behaviorism, there must be proper introduction of strict motivation. And also various learning by just looking or observing. Criminal behavior, here given 5 points of criminal behavior, how it be leaded. The first one is the learned is learned in the process of interaction and communication with other persons. The principal parts of learning take place within an intimate personal group. The criminal learners, the techniques of executing crimes, its moves, drives, and rationale. The learning method may modify in duration, frequency, intensity, and priority. Next one, lack of parental guidance. Here, given the majority of the crime by done in very, infants, and also the people who still in the school system or college system. Even we may notice them in their adulthood. Today's delinquent is tomorrow's criminal. As an interpretation of this this quotation, I may say that hozirgi kundagi, ya'ni hozirdagi layoqatsizlik ertangi kunning jinoyati degan talqinda qilishi mumkin. Quotation. As the interpretation into Uzbek one. So, the majority of the criminals done by adults, by teenagers, yes. So they don't know what kind of outcomes they will have after they do special types of criminals, such as bullying, shoplifting, let's say theft, or sometimes very serious one, killing. Broken homes and family. So as a social linguistic points about the roles and this communication in the family, different quarrels between father and mother. It affects for child's behavior. It also affects for their social linguistic points about their psychology, and also a lot of family issues. Majority parents are discuss the family issues among with their children, but it's not a correct one, and this kind of talks may lead for teenagers to think differently. That's why I just put these broken homes and family as in family, the basic unit of society. Characteristic of a normal home. Here you may see 6 points of the characteristic of a normal home. The first one, physically complete, where both natural parent and present. There is a social and religious similarity in the group. It must be economically stable to maintain normal health. Both parents must have the same cultural background. There must be physical and psychological normality. There must be functional adequate. Okay, if we analyze differently, the first one, let's say physically complete, where both natural parents are present. So they try to complete all the things as a parental side. There is a social and religious similarity in the group. Yeah, and this is also very important to grow up the youth. It must be economically stable to maintain normal health. So it means that the parents should provide all the necessity of the family in order to have a maintain normal health. Both parents must have the same cultural background. If they have the same cultural background, they will understand each other very well, and they will rare disconnect or rare quarrels between parents, and also uniting their background information, background knowledge about the culture. They try to grow up their children equally. There must be physical and psychological normality. This is also one point, as I mentioned above. Okay, this is the picture for normal home. I guess you don't need any description for this picture. It's very noticeable that the family is very happy. They are sharing, yes, they are spending time together and happy. Basic needs of child: security, recognition, status, and companionship. So this is the basic needs of the children. They should be they should have the security point, recognition. They should have their own status and companionship. Kinds of disorganized or broken homes: home criminal parents, home their unsatisfactory relations be of dominatory, Home socially or normally maladjusted because of difference of race, religion, or common law marriages. Home and broken homes, one parent is affected, afflicted, physical or mental disability. Home under economic pressure due to underemployment or unemployment. This is also affects uh, one of the kinds of disorganized or broken homes. Injuring conditions in neighborhood. This is more evident in this influence of the youth residents. This is also devoted to the homes or the residents the children are grown up. Association with criminal groups. In this picture, you may see the group of people which commonly meet and they do the things together. One bad apple will spoil a barrel of good ones. This is the actually proverb. The equivalent of this proverb into Uzbek language, I can say that bir tırrıkı buzaq bütün podani bulg'aydi. Bu degani one bad character of the person can affect for a whole group of the people. So anyway, they talk, they chat. That's why they try to initiate to each other. They try to change their minds. Anyway, it affects. Lack of employment opportunity. Joblessness, use too much leisure time, lead idle people to crime. The crime solution, I mean crime types, how it goes for the people, and it affects also for the youth. Here, for discussing infant criminal points that we can say we should put a strict ahead of the by parents side as well, and also the organization or the educational, higher educational, middle educational places strictly, yeah. So how the children are going and coming from the school, organizing them, observing them, and also we should think about, or the parents should think about the friends of their children, with whom they are becoming friends, where they are going, what they are doing after the school. Yes, so separately the parents should be observers in order to decrease the rate of crime in teenage. Okay, students, this is what I wanted to share with you about social issues, crime. In the presentation, if you see, I put another presentation, not this one, to the Moodle platform, and there you may see the types of crime in adulthood, and also mostly occurring crimes in social issues. I just recommend you to be familiar with those presentations quite deeply, because you are asked some true-false questions or some discussive questions according to the presentations where what I have prepared, and there are some filling tasks you will do according to the information I put on the platform. That's why be active. And the last sentence is keep safe, stay home, and keep safe. My lesson is over. Goodbye. See you to the next video. Goodbye.